Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Jon Gaunt broadcast. Back at its normal time, 6:30. What a day. Rachel Reeves cries in the House of Commons. Meanwhile, we despair, don't we, under useless Labour. And now, surely, Labour are doomed, and Starmer in particular. Are you with me? Get commenting now if you are. There's so much to talk about. She broke down in the House of Commons. I said, God, look at her. What's wrong with her? She had bags under her eyes like she hadn't slept. Looked like she was sponsored by Samsonite. But it got more serious. There was clearly a brutal backlash over that welfare U-turn last night. What a load of nonsense. He's going to spend even more now on welfare, but less people are going to get it. It's a complete cock-up. He is completely out of control. It was a humiliating rebellion last night. I watched it live as it was unfolding. His own MPs have turned against him. The Labour Party is in chaos. The United Kingdom is in chaos. And you've got to ask the question, is Labour collapsing before our eyes? I'm going to talk about Rachel Reeves. I'm going to talk about Keir Starmer. I'm going to talk about the Labour Party. I'm going to talk about welfare policy. I'm going to talk about the crisis that we're all facing. I'm talking political rebellion, UK Parliament drama. And surely Starmer cannot now survive. What do you think? And what do you make of the fact she cried? I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm the father of two daughters. If you can't handle the job, don't do it. One of my daughters had a teacher who used to always say, waterworks don't work with me. And I know it's tough and I know it's hard, but that's the way it should be. And there's too many people going, oh, yeah, it might be a personal tragedy. I don't care what it is. Whatever it is, if she wasn't up to doing the job today, she shouldn't have been there. And what do I smell? I smell a political cover-up. And if you think I'm being sexist saying, I don't mean because she's a woman she can't cope. We've had blokes who can't cope. But you cannot have the second most important person in Parliament crying. You can't. It makes us the laughing stock of the country, of the world. It cannot happen. Are you with me or against me? I am fuming, as you can tell by this. And I've watched most of it all day. Not all day, because I've also gone and done something today that proves I'm old. And you know what? I really enjoyed it. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you, stop it. I'll tell you later in the show what it is. But I have had a great day today. My hair's a right mess, and that's part of what I've done. You'll find out as the show progresses. So welcome to the show. Today, British politics gave us a moment straight out of a political thriller. Only thing is, it wasn't a drama. It was real life. Rachel Reeves started sobbing. Keir Starmer just ignored her. Where was the humanity in him? But he just got humiliated by his own MPs in the welfare rebellion the night before. Did you see him? He came showing this clip all the time. He came out of number 10 this morning to go to Prime Minister's questions, and he fell down the step. This guy can't chew gum and walk at the same time. He is the Frank Spencer of politics. Are you with me or against me? And Labour's not just wobbling, it's imploding. I'm going to break down exactly what happened, why Starmer's leadership is now in serious question. I think it's over. What does this crisis mean for Labour's chances heading into the next election? I think they've got two hopes, Bob Hope and no hope. I believe this is Starmer's breaking point. I think Rachel Reeves will go today or tomorrow. Oh, that was the funniest thing. They're saying Rachel Reeves is going nowhere. Well, I thought, nor's the effing country with you two in charge. Compare and contrast. Look at Trump today talking about Alcatraz. He's built a migrant centre. I'm going to talk about it on tomorrow's show. I was going to do it today, but this has taken over. Trump's doing positive things, whether you like him or not. Rachel Reeves is crying. Crying. It's not politics as usual, is it? This is not. Also, has Labour betrayed its natural audience, its base, so to speak? Can slippery Starmer survive this chaos? Is there anybody else in the party who could or want to lead it? I think Labour are completely and utterly finished. What do you reckon? Problem is, there's no real opposition, is there? And our Reform UK ready to come into battle. I would love your opinion on this. Only 4 likes. Come on. If you must be enjoying this. It's going to be a right gaunty rant. And don't forget, at the end of this broadcast, remind me if I forget, I'm going to tell you something today, to tell you something that I've been doing that proves I'm old. And actually, I didn't want to do it. My daughter wanted me to do it. My wife told me to do it. I did it, and I actually really enjoyed it. I cannot believe it, and nor can they. Talk about that later. Let's get some comments, and then we'll come back to more of my diatribe. Oh, by the way, if you want to help fund me, why don't you donate? Just press the little dollar sign there and donate a few quid. It helps me keep these podcasts going. Thank you to everyone who's done it already. Don't forget, if you just want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, it's completely free. Or you can buy me a coffee or a beer at www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Come on, support it. There's nobody else doing this kind of broadcasting anywhere in the United Kingdom. And the numbers the past few days have been phenomenal. Thank you very much indeed. Craig McKenzie says, what a farce. What a day. It certainly was. It was a tragicomedy. Evening, John. The real reason Rachel Reeves was crying is that just before PMQs, Keir Starmer told her from now on, all her sums will need to be double checked by Diane Abbott. That is a great line. Thank you. There is a rumour she had a row with the Speaker of the House of Commons, that Northern git, who's totally biased. You know the one I'm talking about. And then there's another rumour she's had a row with Starmer. I think he's told her it's curtains. I think he's going to sacrifice her to try and save his own neck. But he's doomed. He's only been in power less than 12 months, and the backbench are now rebelling. Everything he wants to do from now on, they'll cause trouble. Craig says, and what was going to so-called save, oh yes, and what was going to meant to be saving us 1.6% has now cost 100 million just to get through. Absolute shit show. Very dangerous times. Clueless, says Craig. You're right, Craig. It's a complete and utter joke. Matt Coppen says, I want to know what Starmer's dirty little secret is. What can possibly say? Let's wait and see. Don't say it on here. John, I'm finally glad to catch you live. As a recently retired waspy woman on PIP. Oh, God. You tick all the political boxes, don't you, Elaine? Elaine Izzo, this is on YouTube. I bet she hasn't cried as much as I have. Well, that's right. That's right. Elaine, big fan of mine for many years. Another reason why I got no sympathy. Some people have said to me today, I was talking casually with this place I went to and saying about it. They said, oh, you're being a bit heartless. She was kicking people out of wheelchairs to save some money, to save her crap budget that she messed up. When I say kicking them out of wheelchairs, you understand what I mean. So I got no sympathy for Rachel Thieves. She lied on her CV. I want her to go. And she can cry as much as she wants. Waterworks don't work with me. Am I being cruel? Let me have your views. Carl Eve says, I am. You are what? Camesto Limited. Oh, this is my friend Valentine. Hi, John. Valentine here. Great to catch up with you live again. You're much needed. These are worrying times. They're much more than worrying. We are at a crisis here in the United Kingdom. We have a prime minister who hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He's got a chancellor who lied on her CV and now was trying to steal money off old age pensioners. Yeah, don't forget the winter fuel allowance. He had to do a U-turn on that. Money off students, money off farmers, and of course, money off people with disabilities. All kinds of disabilities, like Elaine Izzo has just said. Starmer has no humility. Androids don't have emotions. That is so right, Jackie Ward. Thank you very much indeed for it. Simon Sherwood says, time for a general election. Well, that would be lovely, Simon. But that ain't going to happen, my friend. There can't be a general election. We could probably get rid of Starmer if the pressure increases. And that's what I hope will happen. But you can't have a general election unless they call for one. But look, if you've just tuned in, welcome. This is Jon Gaunt TV. This is my YouTube channel. You might be listening on a podcast, which is fine. Whether you're listening on a podcast or whether you're watching live on the TV channel on YouTube, Jon Gaunt TV, press the like button. It really helps the algorithm. Then they tell more people. I'm telling it straight, as you know. I don't pull any punches. I don't give an SH1T about Rachel Reeves crying. Yeah, okay, maybe she's lost a parent overnight. I don't know what it could be. Could be something completely not connected with politics. And I'd feel for her then, but not to the extent I'd have said, well, why didn't you have a day off? You cannot have the Chancellor of the Exchequer crying in the Commons. You also kind of Starmer being humiliated by his own MPs. Labour is in freefall. This is UK politics at crisis point. So smash that like button if you've had enough of this clown show, and tell me in the chat below, is Labour finished? And I'm coming back to your comments in a moment. We'll have a big debate about this now. Or is this just the latest in a string of failures? 3 U-turns, grooming or Muslim or rape gangs. He said he didn't want a public inquiry. We forced him into it. The backbench rebellion last night against this ridiculous welfare revision, which we all know it needs reform, but he did it the wrong way. He's got no political nous. He's a clown. Do you agree with me? And then the winter fuel allowance, and there's hot rumours now he's also going to reverse his views on the farmers. And, of course, no one today would admit the way all of this nonsense is going to be paid for is tax rises. Oh, yes, they're going to break another manifesto promise because they've got no choice. No choice whatsoever. So Reeves in tears. I don't care. Starmer looked like a little boy lost. What a pity he isn't. Somebody should take him into the forest and lose him permanently. He is destroying our country. It's all right for them, for Rachel Reeves to be crying. The rest of us have been weeping. We've lost our nation. In 12 months, this clown, this politically correct, uber-liberal, has given our country away to the feckless, the feral, the foreigners. 20,000. The figure got to yesterday on the small boats. I'll talk more about this tomorrow. Donald Trump is showing the way. You build a prison, Alcatraz, he's calling it, Alligator Alcatraz. He's built it in the swampland, the Everglades. You've probably been there when you've been to Disney. I have, twice. Anyway, so he's built it there, and he built it in 8 days. Why? Because they just used an old airport and old warehouses. Excuse me, didn't we do that with the Nightingale hospitals? So if we wanted, as I've been saying now for weeks, we could get all of these migrants who are Conningers and are doing just Deliveroo and the rest of it, Just Eat. They're getting up to $1,000 a week cash, but we're still paying for them to stay in hotels. No. Put them in Alcatraz. Let's have our own version of that. Feed them, bed them, clothe them. Don't start paying for wigs and mobile phones. And if they've got a right to stay, because we do need some people, fine. If they haven't, bye. Trucks away, Stelios. Luton Airport will have never been that busy. Now, I know you won't hear this kind of truth on the BBC or the usual mainstream media lapdogs, but you're going to hear it on Jon Gaunt TV. I couldn't believe watching the telly. BBC One, they've almost got the black armbands on because she cried. What? It's not your job to sympathise with her, you idiots. We should be destroying them this morning, today. That vote last night was a total humiliation. Who should be leading Labour? Because it's sure as hell no longer Starmer. Can you subscribe, please? Can you hit the notification bell? And don't miss my next meltdown, because in British politics, it's always, I like this line, chaos o'clock. I'm Jon Gaunt, as you know. Thank you for watching tonight. Now let's get to your comments and your views, or more of your comments and views. Thank you very much indeed. Chopper, Milton Keynes, he's a hero. He's already donated a load of money before, but he's just whacked in another £2. And he says, all the best, Gaunty. Thank you very much indeed, my friend. Right, let's move on then. Where shall we go next? Let's go. Valentine did him. Right, Simon Sherwood, he wants a general election. I said we can't have that, but we've got to get rid of Starmer. 11 likes, that's really good. Hundreds of people watching tonight, which is fabulous. I'm watching you on holiday, John, in Spain. Thank you, Paul. We do accept euros if you'd like to make a donation. Where am I going next? I'm going down to Starmer has said he has every confidence in her. We know what that means. Bye, bye. Mrs. Reeves or Ms. Reeves, says Snowman Jim. Yeah, it's like the chairman of a football club saying, I've got confidence in you, isn't it, to a manager when he's already interviewed the new one. Starmer was asked directly by Kemi, is she going to keep her job as Chancellor? That's when she started crying, when he said, basically, I'm not answering that question. He ignored it, but then he hasn't been at Prime Minister's questions for 2 weeks. Admittedly, he went to NATO and there was some other excuse. However, he never answers a bloody question, does he? He's as slippery as an eel. He's a typical human rights leeching lawyer. I despise the man. I absolutely despise him. And I don't hold back. I'll tell you what I think. If you disagree, why don't you tell me? Well, let's take some other people. Villagaz, 74. Hi, John, it's true. The king could step in and dissolve the government. Yeah, but that would create such a constitutional crisis. It would never happen. So if so, where is he? Says Villagaz. Surely the king must care more than anybody. Good show, mate. Look, I know these things come up on the internet, but he isn't going to do it. Right? So it's not even worth discussing. I'm not putting you down. I'm just saying it's not worth even discussing. Our government is part of the scam. What scam? Don't come on here with stupid conspiracy things unless you can back it up. Danny Garfey says, meltdown. Ha, 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 ha. I just love your honesty, Gaunty. Thank you very much indeed. Right, I've run out of comments. I can't believe this. Got more people watching than normal, and you're sitting on your bloody hands. Let's have your comments. I can't say it all for you. I need you to tell me whether you agree with me. I say Starmer is finished. I've been saying it for weeks, but after last night, it's definitely on. Is there anybody watching tonight or listening who has got sympathy for Rachel Reeves, who thinks maybe I'm being unfair, that she's been stitched up by the boys' club? I mean, that will be the angle eventually. A bit like, what's his name? Bob Villan, the rapping guy. He's now saying, is it because I is black? He's basically saying he's the victim. I couldn't believe that. Has he been formally arrested yet? I don't think he has. We live in two-tier Kia, all the free gear Kia. We're living in a dystopian world run by uber liberals. And the opposition are almost as bad. Are you with me? Compare and contrast. Like I say, tonight I did want to talk about Trump and his big idea, which is the Alcatraz for migrants. Those who have no documentation. He says, fine, you're going to the swamp. You try and escape. See if you can dodge the alligators and the pythons and get back to humanity. Oh, he did say, but you can self-deport. If you want to go, we can sort that out for you. He's just trolling them. He's just winding them up. Why can't we have a leader like that? Is it too much to ask to have a leader who puts the British nation and the British people first? I don't mean start being racist. I'm all for well-controlled, managed immigration. But it's Britain first, isn't it? It's got to be. It can't be any other way. Dazza on YouTube says 12 months in and they're falling apart at the seams. What will another 3 years of these loonies look like, John? Well, it'll be 4 years. It won't happen. I'm sure they're going to collapse. I'm sure they're going to collapse because now the infighting will begin. But when you look across, did you see the front bench today? It looked like a row of smacked arses. All of them were miserable. Little Yvette Cooper was there. She had a face like a bulldog chewing a wasp. That's a Frank Skinner line, right? But she's useless. She's the Home Secretary. The only thing she's pleased about is the emphasis wasn't on her today. Over 20,000 migrants, illegal, have come in since Christmas. All we need to do is what Trump's doing. Get a few warehouses and say, this is where you're stopping. Beautiful. Look at it. It's a beautiful warehouse. But you ain't having a 4-star hotel anymore. Simple. Solved. But let's go across that front bench a little bit further. Oh, that was the other one. The one who did the old welfare thing last night. She wasn't even on the bench. She was hiding in the corner of the Commons. She's so useless. I've even forgotten her name. You know the one I mean. She's Minister for Old People. Euthanasia. No wonder they wanted to regulate and legalize euthanasia. Old people just get in the way, don't they? Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you at the end of this show, very soon, what I've done today, which I think makes me old. It doesn't make me feel old, but makes me genuinely old. If you've got a view, give us a call. I'm going in a minute. Hi, John. Thank you for another awesome live stream. Keep up your fantastic work, says Craig. Thank you very much indeed, Craig Mawson. Chopper's back on. He just donated £2, by the way. Is anybody else going to donate tonight? Am I just here working my socks off for myself? Hey, bloody hell. Wasn't it good that the heat has subsided a bit? Yeah? So nice to be able to wake up and get straight out of bed, not have to peel yourself off the sheets. Yeah. Oh, sorry. A bit too much information. As my late old man used to say, says Chopper, if Rachel Reeves is looking for sympathy, it's between SH1T and syphilis in the dictionary. Oh, dear me. Very harsh indeed, Chopper. But I think I understand where your old man was coming from. Personal or political, she should have got out of the chamber. Well, yes, that's partly my point, Thistle, on Twitter. She shouldn't have been in the chamber if she was in that state. What does it make us look like? Because that clip will be on every news outlet around the globe. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be everywhere, including also him, of course, not being able to walk out of Downing Street without falling over. Maybe he's turning, forget Frank Spencer, is he turning into Norman Wisdom of politics? The guy is a complete and utter joke. So it's not just her that we want to go, Rachel Thieves, it's him as well. I'm just trying to think who else is on that front bench because honestly, they all looked as miserable as sin. They're obviously now in fighting. Oh, that was the best one. The ginger growler, she just sat there with a stone-faced expression. She knows she's stitched up Starmer. She actually believes she's going to be the next leader of the Labour Party and therefore our Prime Minister. Her. Can you imagine it? Can you imagine Angela Rayner? But then again, at least she's got a vision. At least you know where she stands. I mean, I think she's nonsensical and stupid. But at least she knows what she wants. And just going back to that welfare thing, I saw Tanni Gray-Thompson today, Baroness Tanni Gray, the disability athlete. She's brilliant. I met her a few times and interviewed her. It's apparent. I saw this on GB News. They never consulted people like her about these cuts. Would you not go to some of the top people with disabilities in the world who are in our country and say, what do you reckon? Maybe go to a few veterans who've lost a limb or 3 limbs. See that guy who's just sailed across the Pacific? They raised over 50 grand for him on GB News. You can slag it off if you want, but I think GB News are now doing a great job. No two ways about it. They could improve it. Anyway, evening, John. Not a chance do I have sympathy with Rachel Thieves. Did she care when they stopped the fuel payments to keep our pensioners warm? When she was sat at home cold? No, she wasn't. So why should we worry about her? The bit you've missed out there, Steve. Don't forget MPs get all their fuel bills paid for. Yeah? So they take the money off the old lady or the old man. I'm being a bit emotional here, but you know what I mean? But they're not paying. And they're getting their second homes paid for. It's just unbelievable. They are self-serving pigs with their snouts in the trough. You're watching the Jon Gaunt Show or listening to it. If you like it, feel free to keep pressing the like button and tell all your friends. The best thing you can do to help me is to retweet this afterwards or share it on Facebook, whatever you do. And also to join my Jon Gaunt TV YouTube page. It's free. You just press the subscribe button. Then you never miss a show, but it all helps me get more audience. Dazza, you are a hero. He's just whacked in a fiver, $4.99. It says here because he's done it obviously on an Apple product. That's how I know. So he's put in $4.99 or a fiver, and it's a super sticker. You are a superhero. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, now people are beginning to guess what have I done today. Have you been swimming, John? Says Villagaz 74. No, not swimming. I was swimming in sweat from what I was doing, but I wasn't swimming. Okay, go on then. We'll have a guessing game. Can you guess what I've done today? The first time I've ever done it in my life. I would normally take the mickey out of this, but I did it. My wife asked me to do it. My daughter, because I'm down here looking after a dog. And I really enjoyed it. Have a guess. No prizes, just a bit of fun. I am far from a supporter of Reeves or that other fool, John. But if she's had personal bad news, then, until we know, comments should be held back, in my opinion. You're a wimp, Andrew. She's getting paid a fortune. If it was something really upsetting, she shouldn't have been in the House of Commons. Starmer shouldn't have let her. He's the boss. He should have said, no, go home, love. Right? Do you not understand how they spin these things? By saying it was personal, they've got all their pals in the mainstream media. So it was personal. So we're not going to push any further. There's too many secrets about politicians, Starmer in particular. You know the stories I'm talking about. Because I've told you this a million times. They are literally and metaphorically in bed with each other. The mainstream, lamestream press, media, and politicians. So let's all lay off. I heard one of them breathlessly saying, yes, we came out of it, out of Prime Minister's questions, and there was just silence in the press lobby as we went to speak to the Prime Minister's spokesperson. You what? The relationship between a journalist or a broadcaster and a politician should be this. I've said this for many years. Write it down. You can use it if you want. Should be the same relationship as a dog and a lamppost. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah? We should piss all over them. That's our job. Andrew Duncan, I've just slagged you off, but you are a hero. Super sticker. He's just donated a fiver. He's the one who I just said I disagree with him. He's the one who says we should go easy on Rachel Reeves. He's wrong, in my opinion, but it's a program about opinions. But he still loves it, obviously, because he's just donated a fiver. Thank you, my friend. Peter Adams out in Hungary, isn't it? That is the big question, John. If two-tier Keir goes, who the heck will replace him? Who is actually capable of doing the job? Nigel Farage, Peter. That's who, but we can't get that until we have an election. Thistle. I can't forget the farmer who took his own life because of the inheritance tax problems or suggestions by Labour. So there's no sympathy from me to Rachel. Thistle says, hey, I've just been fiddling with something. I thought, what's that I picked up in my hand? Because I'm just here to... Do you know what it is? It's a poo bag for the dogs. I've got them everywhere because I hate people who leave dog shit on the place. Even if it's in the countryside, I pick it up. And I hate these people who pick it up, put it in a bag, and then leave the bag there for other idiots to pick up. Take it home with you. Once it's in the bag, you can put it in your pocket. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Having a dog is a privilege. We shouldn't have licenses for dogs. We should have licenses for the morons who want them, in my opinion. Gardening, says Thistle. What are you on about? Oh, what I've done. You're very close, but not quite close enough. Chopper MK50 says, have you been playing Crown Bowls? Well, I used to live in Leamington Spa, and I used to walk past the bowling greens. That's where they have the World Championships. I must admit, I wouldn't mind having a go at it. I've had a go playing in the sort of normal parks, but not proper. But no, it's not that. My Uncle Bill, he was the best Crown green bowler, whatever you call it, in Hull. He was superb at it, he was. Steve's just donated £2 before, and he now says, have you been to the gym, you cheeky bastard? I've been to the gym loads of times. It's not that. It's something I've never done before. What's your name? Valentine says, is it walking football? No, I quite fancy having a go at that. They're doing walking rugby now, aren't they? I think it's women. No, sorry, that was nasty. Oh, how excited are you about watching the Women's European, whatever it is, football? Is it World Cup or I don't know what it is? I'm not interested to. If they get in the final, I might watch it, but otherwise I'm not. If I want to watch pub football, I'll just go down the Memorial Park on a Sunday. Oh, you're going to be in trouble, Gaunty. Have you been doing some yoga? It's harder than you think, and it really makes you sweat. Now, my wife has always been trying to get me into yoga, and I do understand it's good for you, especially when you get to my age or your age. But no, it's not yoga. If I did yoga, then I'd be into that frantic sex or whatever it's called, like Sting. I don't think so. A wimp that served his country 3 times in Northern Ireland. Do not, as a donator, like being called a wimp. Well, I don't give a shit, mate. Just because you've donated, right? How am I meant to know? You've donated, therefore I've got to go easy on you. Is that what you're saying, Andrew? Do you want your £5 back? I'll send it back to you. Because I'm sorry, nobody owns me. Nobody. And I appreciate and I salute the fact you've served 3 times in Northern Ireland. I didn't know that, did I? But even if I did, I wouldn't stop calling you a wimp when it comes to Rachel, because I think what you're saying is wrong. It's called an opinion. It's called free speech. I don't want to fall out with you permanently, mate. But if you think giving me a £5 means that I'm going to go easy on you, you can just forget it. Oh, then he says, I never said go easy. Yeah, but that's what you implied. You basically said we should leave her alone till we know. That's bullshit. No, we shouldn't, Andrew. However, if you want your £5 back, tell me if it was a £5 and I'll send it back. It's not a problem. Because you know what? If I did that, 2 or 3 people now will automatically donate a £5 who understand the rules. You cannot buy me. I am not for sale. Please understand that. Right, where are we going next? Sorry, John, this shower will hold onto power for the next 4 years. So I again ask, who will replace him if he goes? A lettuce, or in the Conservative Party? The Labour Party? A lettuce, probably. Farage will not win the next election, but he might hold a coalition in power. Well, yes, you're probably right there, but who knows what's going to happen with the growth of Reform UK at the moment. But I know you don't particularly like him, Peter, which is fine. I disagree with you. But I can't. The only people they've got in Labour is Andy Burnham, but they're going to have to give him a safe seat somewhere. And they'll probably have to, well, that's the worry. What about idiot face? Sadiq Khan. He's obviously on manoeuvres. Then there's Angela Rayner. It won't be Yvette Cooper because she's made a complete cock-up of the Home Office. None of them. I just think what they'll do, they'll probably get rid of Starmer and then just go through a series of other leaders until they get to the lettuce. Come on, everybody, let's all chip in and keep Gaunty going. It's the least he deserves. Have you been to yoga, John? No, everyone's thinking it's yoga. Picking poop up then, says Thistle. No, I've already said I always do that. Have you been tree chopping? Oh, yeah, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. That's from Jane Charlotte Oliver Simpson. That's a blooming big name, but thank you very much indeed. Andrew Duncan, you're a superstar. He's just put in a £5. Is that the same one I was slagging off a minute ago? Anyway, thank you, my friend. John, walking football is great. Come and have a game with us in Ilkley, West Yorkshire. You'd be more than welcome. Thank you, my friend. I might have a go at it, actually. I might ask my mate Kevin and Robbie to come and play with me. I didn't mean it like that. Crocodile Tears, says the usual suspect on YouTube. I've got to finish in a minute. John, I think you might have been I think you might mean trying to do a Meghan. John, I think you might mean trying to do a Meghan Markle. What's a Meghan Markle? What's a Meghan Markle? Don't know what that means. Andrew Duncan, love it, Gaunty. We will not fall out, as I like you growling. I want nothing back. Oh, this is the guy I just said you wanted fun. I'm not trying to buy you. Buy, as you can say, what I wish, and you keep saying it is. I won't stop supporting you. All right, Andrew. It's all over. It's kiss and make up. I didn't mean that in a, you know what I mean. Anyway, I can't get me into trouble. They'll wheel out Tony Blair. Actually, I know you're taking a Mickey, Alan, on YouTube, but that could happen. I always thought Diane Abacus would be a great Prime Minister. Well, let's face it, Diane Abbott couldn't do much worse, could she, than what's happened recently. Right, what did I do today that made me feel old but fresh and young? My daughter's got this allotment, right? She's moved to this village about a year ago, and she's got an allotment because she's only got a dead small garden. The garden's looking great. I look after that when I come. I've been doing the watering on that, and I told you before about the seedlings. I really got into growing them for her when I was here last time. But anyway, she left a message saying, Dad, will you look after the allotment? And I said, oh, I don't really, you know. And then when the heat was like it was, and she hasn't done much to it yet. So it's like a bloody jungle down. In fact, I tell you how overgrown it is in places. I saw 2 Japanese soldiers today who thought the war was still on. Just a joke. I'm not having a go at the Japanese. Anyway, so I walked down there, and it's a walk as well. I went yesterday or the day before just to survey the land. I went again today, and she's got some spuds. Lisa told me you've got to put more soil on top of the spuds. What else has she got? She's got sweet peas. She's got, I don't know what else she got. Oh, loads of raspberries and that kind of stuff. So I watered it. Right? I bought her a hose pipe for here. But there, you're not allowed to do that. You've got to they've got these troughs, metal troughs, you know, like in Clint Eastwood movies where they have a bath and a shave. They have those things full of cold water, rain, I suppose. So you have to go and fill it up. It's knackering, honestly. And I'm like a competitor. Do you remember in It's a Knockout? They used to have those big things. It'd be a load of padding. That's what I look like without the padding. I don't need the padding. And you got to walk back. All the ground is uneven. And by the time I get back to the bloody sweet peas or whatever it is, I've lost most of the water. It was hilarious. And normally I'd get annoyed. And if Lisa had been, I probably would have got annoyed. But I just laughed. I just thought it was funny. And then I saw the butterflies. I don't know, getting a bit poetic there. I saw the butterflies, loads of butterflies. And then the birds. Suddenly started hearing all the birds. It was just life transforming. It was just magic. And then she's got this shed, which my brother-in-law had done up for her, but it's still a bit shaky. But I leant against the shed very carefully because it fell over. And I just sat there or stood there taking in the atmosphere. It was just wonderful. And then I looked at either side of her allotment because she's still got loads to do. I'm going to come down again when she gets back next week and really help her. But either side, they are absolutely brilliant. Obviously, they're 2 old boys, I imagine, or old girls who have been working on them. They are so spick and span. They are brilliant. They've got flowers. They've got those big, tall flowers. Because in the village, a lot of the houses, the cottages, got those, I don't know what they're called. You know, those huge, tall flowers, not sunflowers. I don't know what they're called. I've forgotten. I'll find out and tell you tomorrow. And he had loads of those in his allotment. And like to get to her allotment, you've got to walk through all these little paths. And it's like a secret garden. Honestly, I was transformed. In fact, I sent a text to Lisa saying, you can call me Monty Don from now on. Yeah, but you don't look anything like him, she said. Because Monty Don's her hero. Maggie Young, now she's getting what I'm talking about. She says, allotments are brilliant. I love mine. Well, there you go. Steve says, Gaunty, don't you be overdoing things at your age? A joke. Well, you can. I don't mind. It killed me. It was knackering me. And then it's about, I don't know, about a mile or so to walk there and back. Well, I know how far it is because it's about 6,000 steps in total that I did. I used to do 10,000 a day ages ago, so that's not a problem. Although in this heat, it was hot. But just what I'm trying to get over to you is I'm just discovering, I think it's taken me all my life to discover you can just do simple things and have a laugh. And you can actually have a laugh with yourself. Maybe I'm just going a bit loopy. I don't know. I just loved it. Just loved it. Libland Con Hater says stuck farmer. Oh, I see what that means. Thank you. Sunflowers, maybe, John, says this Steve. No, it wasn't sunflowers. Big, tall plants, loads of green leaves. Loads. And 6 foot, 7 foot tall with loads of big, bright flowers, all in different shades, right? On different plants. I get embarrassed because when I take the dog around the village, sometimes he has a poo and he always has a poo, but he does it sometimes on the leaf of one of these flowers. Instead of, I think he's doing a wee and then suddenly realises it's number 2. It's embarrassing. But luckily, I've got my eco bags, so I get it out and I'm sorted. Look. They just rip off like that. They are. Anyway, sorry. Corn on the cob, John, says Maggie Young. What do you mean corn? I love corn. No, it's not corn. These are flowers. Flowers. Huge. Elaine Izzo, one of my oldest fans. First time she's been watching again today. Hollyhocks. I think they might be called hollyhocks. Not foxgloves, not the little one. The flowers are huge. I'll find out for you tonight. I think you might be right, though, Elaine. Fabulous. And have you seen all the birds at the moment? All the swifts are here, aren't they? See, I love swifts. Did you know that swifts, right, have been on the planet Earth longer than humans? There's a useless fact for you. And you know what's great about swifts? They come all the way from Africa every year, and then they go back again. There's a lesson in that, isn't there? There's a moral in that. And the way they fly, and they fly together, and the sounds. So today, on my allotment, it's not my bloody allotment, it's my daughter's allotment, I'm on there. The dog had gone off the doggy daycare, so I'd had no concerns about him. I'm in the allotment, mountain and stuff to do, but I did all the watering, and I'd put some more soil on top of the spuds. I don't know what that's for, but at least told me to do it, so I did it. And Rosie's put dog hair, like she's got a big dog, all around some of the plants because evidently it makes the bunny rabbits not eat them. So she told me. Anyway, so I just loved it. The butterflies, the nature. It was warm. It was just, and it was funny because I was useless at it. I don't normally like being useless. So it taught me a bit of humility. I'm sorry, I'm going on, but I enjoyed it. Anyway, back to normal. The sooner we get rid of Starmer, the sooner we get rid of Rachel Reeves, the better. I'll be back tomorrow night at 6:30, although if it's a really hot day, I may do it in the afternoon. I tell you, I couldn't have done it last night. It's so hot, you just can't concentrate. Thank you for watching today. Over 16 likes, that's brilliant. And over 500 people on YouTube alone watching live, and we'll get all the other viewers later. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, here. It seems that the pirate Morgan McSweeney is to resign. I think if he does, the idiot PM is done. Mind you, McSweeney's advice is worth nothing. Well, he's his advisor. He did well in the election to get him elected. You're right. But yeah, a lot of people don't like him. It's a bit like the way people don't like Dominic Cummings. But I tell you, we wouldn't have got Brexit without him. And I'll tell you something else about Dominic Cummings. Some of the things he said recently, I think he's really on the ball. I think he's a bit mad as well, but madness and genius, they're very close. Look at Elon Musk. It's like cold and heat, isn't it? What are you on, John? I think I've had too much sun. I did have my hat on, which is why my hair is flat. Chopper MK50 says, night, John. Thanks for the show as always. Thank you. It's good to be appreciated. Thank you for saying that. Thank you very much indeed. Andrew Duncan says he spoke the truth. Yeah, well, maybe. Okay, right, that's me finished. Back tomorrow, 6:30. Please tell all your friends about it. If you want to buy me a beer to cool me down or a coffee, just go to www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Many people buy 3, which is really kind of you, but if it's just 1, that's fine. It all helps. No. The sausage Starmer. Please don't say things like that. They said it looks like she's 5 minutes away from a brain embolism. Can I just say something? My mum, you didn't know this, I know, Dimmy Sausage Starmer. You didn't know this, but don't make jokes about brain hemorrhages or brain embolisms. My mum died of it. It was at Christmas. I was 11 years old. My brother was only 6. I've never really got over it. One day she's there, the next minute she isn't. December the 9th at Christmas. She just put down all the fruit and the nuts, and she told us, don't you dare touch any of that till Christmas Eve. I'll bloody kill you. She was watching Tom Jones on the telly, and she was scrubbing a saddle because my brother was getting a new bike for Christmas. Well, second hand, you know how it works. And so my dad had wire-walled it all. He'd gone to bed, our kid, and my mum was cleaning the saddle. And my abiding memory is of her sitting there with the washing bowl, plastic bowl, you know what I mean, on her lap, and she's scrubbing this saddle, and there was one apple left. I said, Mum, can I have that apple? No, you can't. One of the apples that weren't the Christmas apples. She said, but you can share it with me. Go and get a knife. So I went and got a knife, and I cut it in half. But, of course, I kept the big half. I was only 11. Went to bed. Next morning, she wasn't there. She died. She died of a brain hemorrhage on the lounge floor. It obviously fucked my dad up as well. And certainly my 2 brothers and me. But it's taken me a long time to get over it. Now, you didn't know anything about this, so I'm not having a go at you, Dimmy. And I've had a very close friend. My mate Dave told me about it the other day. A woman called Michelle. She ran a great pub in Coventry. She just died of one as well. It's a terrible way to die. Every way is terrible to die, though, isn't it? But you know what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I've got really serious. I didn't mean to, but I can only do what I do. I'm not very professional. I can only tell what I want to say. Jackie Ward sent me loads of hearts. That's nice. Mackie Young is giving me the clap, which is 3 claps. That's really nice. Greg Thompson says 2-tier Reeves, but spelled Tear, T-E-A-R. I like that. Gaunty, what's Coventry's chances next season? I think it'll be more difficult than it was last season, to be honest, because there's some good teams in there. But we'll talk about that another day. Thank you, John, says Thistle. That's me done. I'm going to have a large glass of white wine now. I'm just thinking about me, Mum. So thank you very much indeed for that. Go and do a bit of a lot. And, that's the other thing about, I'm not going to start doing gardening. What I liked about the allotment was that it was kind of like on your own. And kind of isolated. Communing with nature. Well, apart from there's quite a busy road, which you can hear as well. I just loved it. Steve says, you're only human, John. Much love. Thank you, my friend. Bobbino says, I like the shirt, John. Do you? Marks and Spencer's from about 15 years ago. I haven't bought new clothes for years, but thank you for that. Anyway, I'm off. Yeah, I don't want to say anymore. All right. Until tomorrow. If you've got kids, give them a kiss, give them a hug. Now I think you probably understand why I say this. And don't forget to tell them you love them. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for everything. Bye.